In this lesson, we'll cover rooms and room tags. Rooms and room tags are actually an architectural function, but it still does relate to elements that we'll create in future lessons for MEP. For rooms and room tags, the model that I have on my screen, if I zoom in, I see I actually have a few rooms and room tags already predefined. And if I move over the room tag, I actually see it highlights and it does say room tag. And if I move my mouse a little bit again, I actually will see the actual room itself. Now, the room and the room tag actually can be placed individually or placed together. The rooms can be added before the tag names and room tags, or you could add the rooms to a room schedule and then place those rooms that are already predefined. Let's say we first want to place a room without any predefined tag or room name. To do that, let's go to the Architecture tab, then over toward the right on the Room and Area panel, click Room. Now, when you click Room, you'll see other predefined rooms already highlighted. On your options bar, it's saying the room is going to be limited to the first floor. It's giving me an offset height, so we have a volume or an area. And then if I look at the room dropdown where it says New, I don't have any names in this list. Now, if you had room names already predefined but weren't tagged or placed, they would be in this list. And we'll look at that in a minute. But right now, there's none in this list. So we're just going to create a new room and simply move into an area that is bound by walls. So as you can see, as I move my mouse around between these three offices on the right, I can place a room, or in the corridor or hallway, I can place a room, or in this conference room on the left, I can create a room. We're going to create a room in that conference room first. So just move into that space and left click. Once you left click, go ahead and zoom in. Notice that the room is actually placed and it gives the name of a generic room called room and a number sequentially counting up. Now, let's go ahead and click Modify. So that actually places the room. Now, you could change the room name right here simply by clicking twice on the room, and I could change the name in this case to Conference. Now, one thing you may want to do is keep consistency. So if your room tags are all in caps, let's make this all in caps. I'm just going to call this Conference. For the room number, same thing. I could change it here if I have the access to do that. If I can't change it here, I'll change it in a room schedule. Now, in your browser on the lower left, we already have a room schedule predefined. So just scroll down to Room Schedule and double-click Room Schedule. When you see the room schedule, you'll actually see the conference room that we just added and which we just changed the name of. Here's actually the room number. I'm going to change the room number to 101 and then hit the Enter key. We can go back to the plan and create additional rooms, or we can add the rooms to our schedule and then go place them after they're already predefined. So let's do that in this example. So I want to add 3 more rooms, Office 1, Office 2, and Office 3. To do that, let's go to the Insert dropdown on your ribbon and click Data Row. It will add a new data row and call the room Room. And it will start with the next number from where we left off. So the last one I numbered was Conference Room 101. So this one now changes to 102. Let's rename this to Office 1. And if the number is not 102, change it to 102. Note the area on the right reads Not Placed because we didn't place it yet. Now let's add 2 more offices. So go back to Insert, Data Row again, rename this room to Office 2, and it'll be number 103. Finally, go back to Insert one more time, click Data Row, and rename this room to Office 3, and it's room 104. And then just click off of the schedule. So the schedule now has been created, and we created the actual room names along with their numbers. We just need to place them now in our drawing. Go ahead and close this view. And I can just click the X in the upper right for close for this view. Or if you wanted to go back to the plan view, I could scroll back up underneath floor plans and double click A-level 1. Then zoom back out or zoom in around the 3 areas on the right, which we'll tag for 3 office spaces or rooms. So let's go back to the Architecture tab, go to the Room and Area panel, and click Room. Now, everything is the same as what we did the first time when we placed the conference room, but this time, since we already predefined 3 rooms, if I look at the room dropdown where it reads New, I see my other 3 rooms that I haven't placed yet. So just select 102 Office 1, and let's place this room. And I'll start with this one at the bottom. Now I'll go back up to the dropdown again. I'll select Office 2, number 103, place it above this. And what you'll notice too, as you place rooms, you'll have alignment lines appear. And finally, go grab the last one, 104, and I can place it as well. And then click Modify once you're done placing rooms. Now, if you placed a room and you didn't include the tag or you deleted the tag, you could actually use the tag room function to tag the actual room itself. It would place a tag on that room, either reading from data already created, or it's going to create the generic room label with a next number. Now let's go look at our room schedule one more time. So scroll back down to Schedules Quantities and double-click Room Schedule. What you'll notice now for Office 1, 2, and 3 is that the area is filled in because it's now assigned a room or a physical space within your building. Go ahead and go back to the A-Level 1 floor plan and zoom back out. So as a review, what we covered in this lesson was rooms and room tags. We looked at different ways to place rooms and their tags. First off, by just creating a generic room label and having a room number sequentially count up. Once we placed that room, we manually edited the name of that room and or number. Another option we looked at was creating or going to a room schedule table that's already been defined and adding our rooms there before they're actually placed. Once we added our rooms to the schedule table, we then went back to our model and placed our rooms, but made sure we selected the room from the room dropdown for which we wanted to place in that actual space.